Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be looking at the Canon XA50. Now I've just purchased it and I've used it a little bit. Now it's not going to be a full-blown review. I'm just going through a few of the little features it's got and just to get you sort of up to speed with what I can see from my eyes. Please subscribe and please share. Anyway, we'll get right on with the video. Right guys, we're just going to get up to speed with my XA50 from Canon. Now this isn't a full-blown tutorial. Do check out my description below the video, as down below I have actually got a playlist from Canon, and this has got a number of videos of how to set up your camera. Now it's not on this particular model, it's on the 400 and 405. It also, actually, if you follow it all the way through, everything's very much the same. There isn't much difference. Then if you've got a Canon, you don't need it, because you'll realise the Canon menu is so easy to use. It's just straightforward. But the 405 and the 400 menu is very similar to the XA50 and XA55. That's why I'm not a tutorial. If you've come here and you subscribe for basically camera type products, forget it, don't bother subscribing. I'm only here to help you out. But please subscribe if you want to. I will be using this camera in a lot of my videos so you can see what it can do. When you look at this camera, sold to most people as a professional camera. Any Tom, Dick and Granny can use it. It is pretty basic. There's not much education if you want to go automatic. And once again, it's very simple with your features. First and foremost, you turn the camera on. And it's as simple as that. Open your flap. And there's your screen. Now I'll bring you in a little bit closer so you can have a look. You can see the screen on there. If you press the menu button, you get your menu on the screen. And it's very simple to run through. What I like about this is you just touch them and they'll go to wherever you want it to go. So you've got your different items along the top. And you can do whatever you like, really. It is very straightforward. Even the setting up at the beginning of the camera, you've got the total setting up, which is like a tool. So it does make it simple. So you've got a tool at the front, so you can set up all your, but it's got your date, time, the area of the country you're in, everything like that. Then as you drop back, you've got another screen here, which it's got all your resolutions and things. Then you've got another area for sound. Well, like this one, it's got so many different variations on here. You'll get to pick this up very quickly. And again, how you want your film to come out, the formatting, whether you want 1080p or whatever, 4K, it's on there. And it's so simple to move. And what's nice about this, you can just touch it with your finger and it's straightforward and it does it. And you could do it like this. So you can actually, so it's very simple to do. It's unbelievably easy. On the side of the camera also, what's nice is on here, you've got infrared. So you can actually go for infrared as well. Infrared on or off. I tried it last night in the dark. It really does work. On the side here, I'll close this down. On the side here, you've got your ND filters. You've got 3 of them, though it says 4. It is only 3 because one of them's 0. You've got a customize button. You've got a zoom and focus, which is basically twirling this round when you're in manual mode. On the top here, you've got your settings. This is manual. So when you've got your proper mic on here and you've got your connector straight in here, when you've got them plugged in, it'll actually work properly. At the moment it doesn't, because obviously I haven't got nothing plugged in here. Now obviously you can set up each channel, which I think is absolutely brilliant, so you actually do get a nice sound. Now moving on to the back here, you've got the battery. Obviously there's a little clip under here, you just pull it, it just comes straight out. Again, you've got a little toggle here, so when you're in the manual mode, so you can open back up, put it in manual, and you can use it by doing it with this as well. Whether this is a little bit flimsy or whatever, I don't know. I've used it this morning, it's okay. Outside it might be all right. But another thing that comes with the camera is a small little remote control, which is very good because it'll do everything the same. And on the top here, you've got obviously your off button, and you've got the media. When you actually flick it to media, you actually get up on the screen, but I guess there's probably nothing in this one because I haven't got any clips. But this is where your clips go, and then you can review what you filmed, which is very, very useful. And you come onto this side. Once again, you've got, this is the opens and closes. Very good for keeping your lens clear. But I'd recommend always getting a UV filter to go over the top. It keeps your glass nice and clean, because once you cock your lens up, that's it. Your SD cards are up here. Very simple to get into it. Open, close. Now on the cheaper models, you don't have this. It's actually on the inside. I think it's better on the outside. You can just get to it. And this is telescopic, and that actually alters the bits and pieces. Here you've got the AC in, so you've got your live, and I don't know what the little one is down the bottom. Again, you've got the HDMI connector, you've got a USB connector, you've got your headphones, and also you've got your mic attachment, which I used this morning. But apart from that, it's all straightforward. And you do have a power indicator on here. And when you're charging the battery, you do find the red light is on, and it does automatically switch itself off. Hi guys, this is a test mode. It's manual. As you can see, I'm floating around here in my studio, and I'm now going to dance around to check out the Face AF, just to see. Hopefully it's following me about. Ooh, yeah. Over here, down here, and now let's go and hide. As you can see, it's as quick as I am, maybe. Right, now for the next test. Guys, this is now in standard automatic. Be interesting to see how this comes out, and also whether the sound itself is any good. Obviously this is straight from the box, out it come out. I'm looking at the sound dial at the moment, banging up. I personally think it might be too high, but I can't tell that until I get back to the screen. Now we'll just check out the AF, follow me about. It's automatic, so it should just do what it's supposed to do. Ooh. And I'll hide. Woo! Don't know how quick that was on that little screen. It is only a screen of an M50, so it is quite small. But I got medium fingers, so it's not so bad. Anyway, we'll do the next test. Right guys, the next test you're going to get is slow-mo. Me probably asking about, no sound, but you'll see in the next part it's going to be slow-mo. Right guys, this is a sound test. This is the Rode mic. It's just a small version on top of the camera, and I'm already thinking this may sound a lot better than straight from the camera. From what I'm sounding, I sound alright. Unfortunately, whether that's going to sound alright, whether I'm muffled now or it changes, I don't know, because it's actually facing me. It's not like having a boom mic up here above my head. It's right here. I'm now going to test out this little baby. We'll see what this sounds like. Right guys, this is the Rode mic setup now with the little jobby, just to see how it sounds. Hopefully it sounds a lot better, or it's either that or I'm banging right across the volume, probably so far up the board. I'm just looking at little dial moving now, and to me it's right up there, but I don't know how this actually results down into the camera itself. It is a test. If I need to, I will adjust it. So realistically guys, it is that simple. Anybody can use it. As you can see, as I went through the little functions, I could go full everything. I could do a full-blown tutorial on it, but I don't want to waste your time or my time playing around with something. If you've got a bloke who's already done a video, a full-blown tutorial on it, then do watch that. I generally watch what I want to watch. Setting up, it's just generally once I got the first page done, I'm off. I don't need to know much else. I'm not one for following manuals, as most blokies do. We throw the manuals away and we like to learn ourselves, and that's the whole point. If you've got a camera like this, or any type of camera, basically speaking, get hold of it, and what we like to do is play. And that's what the fun of the game is, learning by experience, because you haven't cocked nothing up, because basically speaking, on an SD card, if you cocked it all up, you throw it away, don't you? You just rewrite over it. It's not like the old days where you've got 35mm film and you've got lots of this and you destroy it. You've actually wasted your time because you can't do nothing with it. But with this, you just write over it. It's an excellent job. You know, back in my day, if you could only see, but I will share this with you, my original camera I had, because this is my second camcorder I've ever bought in my entire life. And I'm actually, dare I say the words, coming up to 16. You get my drift? So, I'm back in the 80s. I used to use a camcorder all the time. But back then it was VHS. And I just love the idea of having another camcorder so long ago. This is 2020. Back then in the 1980s, I used to go to my shows, filming my shows, coming back, and when you're doing your editing and stuff, you've got two cassettes, basically, recorders. One recording what you've already filmed, and then you're editing it through it. It just seems so hard work. Whereas today, you can get one of these guys, or a mobile phone if you want to be a cheapskate. I'm not saying that's not a bad thing to start with, don't get me wrong. I've used a mobile phone and it does work well. My only criticism with the mobile phone, you can't stop it, apart from the AF on it just seems to be going in and out all the time, and I really don't like that sort of thing. And some of my very early videos I made with the mobile phone, as I was filming, especially in my bakery, it kept going in and out, and you just don't like it. It's so annoying. And even though you switch it off, it just doesn't work. Because I've got a cheap mobile phone, to be honest. I'm not one for paying thousands and thousands of pounds on mobile phones. I mean, you could buy a mobile phone for the cost of this. But hey, you've got one use for the mobile phone, and that's using it for phones. Everyone wants to know where you are, and you're doing your social media on it. Okay, you're not going to do social media on this. This is for specific job. This is for video and films. If you want a mobile phone, it's for entertaining your friends on Facebook and whatever, WhatsApp or whatever you want to do. Mobile phones, great for things. If you're lost, you can find out where you are. Oh, unless you're in the middle of nowhere and oh, damn, you haven't got no signal and you can't get your way home. Back then, in the old days, we had a little compass to get us home. These days, you've got a compass on a mobile phone. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've learnt a little bit. Please subscribe and please share. Anyway, we'll see you again very shortly. Laters!